Hey, this is Meredith's husband. I've got some SEO advice for you, but I'm going to keep it really simple so that you can understand it, so it makes sense, and most importantly, so you can actually use it. All right, I think we should just jump right in.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, today we're going to talk about how to avoid the promotion or updates or spam box when you're sending out your marketing emails.
Oh my gosh, yes, please.
And Meredith sounds like $1 million today because she just got back from a shoot where she was
talking to a lot of kids a lot of the time. 3
Yes.
kids. I love them.
All right, so this is not exactly related to SEO,
Yeah.
but I realize that this is kind of an issue for a lot of people.
Okay, yeah.
And I came across it because it was an issue for me just recently in sending out email messages from my platform, not necessarily from like MailChimp or one of those email marketing providers, but from my actual platform. I didn't expect this would be an issue, but it ended up being a significant issue.
Yeah.
And in mentioning that to some of the people and apologizing to the people who were supposed to receive those emails, they said, oh, if you figure it out, please let me know, because they are doing this themselves.
Yeah. And then I told you the same thing.
The same thing. And I believe you are also on Flowdesk. And
Yes.
that's a very popular one amongst photographers.
Yes. And expensive.
Is it really?
Yes.
I don't know anything
I think
about
so. Yeah, I think it's expensive.
Okay, so there are a bunch of factors that go into this.
Okay.
I think people might be under the misconception that it's just something you do.
Yeah.
And it's fixed. That's not the case. There's a bunch of different things. I've kind of listed all the ones that I know of. I thought everybody would know these things, but I don't know. That's just my bias. I'm coming from a world where everybody, I don't do this stuff.
Right.
But I work closely enough with people who manage these things that I do know the factors. So evidently it's my own fault for expecting that people would know, but I'm going to go over these factors for you.
Thank you.
Okay, so they can be broken down into 4 categories. And at the end of this, I'll make a checklist.
Okay,
there's a bunch of things here. I'll put everything in a PDF checklist and link to it below. You can just download.
Thank you.
Okay, so the 4 areas, the 4 categories are the setup, your technical setup, and then there's your content, what you actually put in the email. Then there's the quality of your list.
Okay.
And the engagement. 4 different areas.
What is the setup?
So I'm going to go through these one at a time.
Thank you.
So when you set these up, when you sign up for something like MailChimp or Flowdesk, there are some technical things that they suggest that you do.
Oh, no.
These things are called, you have to set up what they call your SPF, your DKIM, and your DMARC records.
Well, I have SPF on every 2 hours.
Yes, exactly. So what these are, these are things that they're domain name records. They're things that you go and you have to put in a little record wherever you register your domain. And what you are doing is you are essentially proving to Google that you own the domain.
Got it.
This gets it because Lord knows people have tried to spam this system to no end.
I can only imagine.
So just you need to prove to, in a lot of cases, Gmail that it's coming from a legitimate domain. That's what that stuff is doing.
Okay.
So that's highly recommended. If you don't do that stuff, a very good chance that your emails will end up probably in spam. They won't even make it to promotions. They'll go right to spam.
Yeah.
Then also in the technical setup portion is your domain reputation.
Okay.
So again, when you sign up for something like Flowdesk, by default, your emails will probably be sent from something like Meredith Zinner at Flowdesk. They'll give you some special sender.
Right, but
address.
It says it's under my name. People get it under my name.
Otherwise, what it might do a lot of times is it will send from a special Flowdesk address, and the reply to address is your email address.
Right.
That's another kind of red flag. If you're sending from one address and the reply to address is a different email address, that's not a major red flag, but that's a little bit of a red flag that like Gmail and other email providers will be looking for. Okay, so there is the reputation of your own domain name. Have you, assuming you have it set up so emails will go out from Meredith at meredithzinnerphotography.com, What is the sending reputation of that email address? Is it, for example, if it's a brand new domain, and sometimes people do this, that's going to be a red flag to Google because it has no reputation.
Right.
If you have tried previously to send out emails and they all got marked as spam, let's say. So you sent out a campaign to a bunch of people who didn't want it. They all mark it as unsubscribe or spam. That's a giant red flag. This is why you see sometimes if you notice when you are getting emails from somebody who's kind of spamming, they'll send from one address, one domain, and then you'll get another email from the same sender, but they change their domain names. They're trying to get around the bad reputation that they have built up by sending out junk.
Naughty, naughty.
Right. Okay. So those are the technical issues. Now let's get into the content issues.
Okay.
Now, one of the reasons that I think that people like Flowdesk is because, as you say,
pretty.
It looks pretty.
Pretty.
Okay, so there is a trade-off between deliverability and looking pretty.
That's not fair.
Yeah. Now, I don't know. I'm not a Flowdesk user, but when you say look pretty, like their emails look pretty, what do you mean by that?
I mean, I can customize it to have photos where I want, links where I want, text where I want, little design templates.
So it sounds like Flowdesk is just like most other email marketing providers like MailChimp, and I use MailerLite. You can add in images. They have templates, but the more of that you do, the less your email looks like a legitimate email and more like a newsletter, and it increases the chances that it's going to go to promotions.
Huh.
So, for example, if you have what we would call a plain text email, like you send out an email to somebody, and usually it's just text, right?
Yeah.
That's very unlikely to be sent to anybody's promotions folder or updates. That's because it's just plain text. Now, when you start to put in images and buttons, it increases the odds that it's going to be caught into or placed in a promotions folder. If you start adding like columns and really format it like a newsletter, that's even more so. Like that's almost guaranteed. That's what we would call an HTML email versus a plain text email. Okay. So there's that trade-off. You got to be aware of that.
The more images you have or the more links that you have, the worse?
Probably yes.
Okay.
Yes. There's no like magic number I can give you here of like, but because of course you can send an email to somebody and put an image in, and this doesn't mean that it's going to go to their promotions folder. But yes, in general, the more stuff you put in, the better the chances that it's going to go to somebody's promotions folder.
Poop.
Attachments, similar, but to a lesser extent. I don't think attachments are a very big issue here, but they kind of best practice rule of thumb is like, don't add unnecessary attachments. Also, the unsubscribe option. Okay, now you have to have, I think by law, you're supposed to have an option for people to unsubscribe.
Yes.
But the content of your email is being scanned by these automated things trying to make decisions. Should this go to promotions? Should it go to their inbox?
It's so scary.
If you have the word unsubscribe, that's kind of a red flag that it's a newsletter.
Oh, right.
What I like to do is instead of using the word unsubscribe, I say, want to be removed from this list or something. I just don't use the word unsubscribe because you have to include that option.
Right. I don't think Flowdesk gives that option to not say that.
Oh, some of them do.
Yeah.
So also in the content of your message, especially the subject lines, you would probably want to avoid, and you probably do this anyway, just as a photographer, you're not trying to sell t-shirts, but avoid overly, I won't say spammy, but salesy words. Like don't like sale, there are going to be some trigger words there that might just kind of, don't make it sound salesy.
No, but wait, there's more?
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so that's two categories, your technical setup and your content.
Okay.
Now we have what we call recipient engagement. How engaged are the people you're sending these to?
Okay.
Do your emails tend to have a high open rate? Do they have a high click rate? Do people reply? Those are all good signals, especially when people reply.
Okay.
So if you have a very low open rate, that's a signal to Gmail that, hey, this is some sort of marketing message. If you never get any replies, that's a signal that it's some sort of marketing message. If nobody ever clicks, again, same thing. So obviously try to get a high open rate, but also try to get replies. Replies are one of the best signals you can send to like Gmail and other email providers that it shouldn't go to promotions. If people are replying to it, that's a good sign that it's a legitimate email.
Is that why some companies or people say, if you've received this, just let me know by hitting reply and saying, got it?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. But all that's doing is trying to, because if people unsubscribe, if they choose your unsubscribe option, that's a signal to Google, to Gmail that it's a marketing newsletter. So you would rather, if people can reply, even if they want to be taken off your list, if they reply and say that, that's a good signal for your newsletter. If they use the unsubscribe, that's a bad signal.
Got it.
So that's why, yes, that is why people do that.
Understood.
Okay. And then finally, there is the list quality.
Okay. Of the list of email recipients?
Yes. Your internal list. If you have a lot of old addresses that are in there and those messages are going to bounce, that's a bad sign. You don't want to send to email addresses that don't exist anymore. So you do want to, I would say regularly, remove like email addresses that bounce. Right. You get a hard bounce or a soft bounce. You want to take those. You don't want to keep trying to send those.
What's the difference between a hard bounce and a soft bounce?
A soft bounce is like a website is down or something. It can't be delivered. It'll keep trying. A hard bounce is like that email does not exist anymore.
Okay.
A soft bounce might happen if there's some redirecting, like it's.
Thanks.
I don't know technically what the difference is, but like one of them is soft and one of them's hard. Unengaged users, if you have users on your list and you have sent them a dozen emails and they've never opened one of them, it would probably behoove you to take them off your list. You might send them, what I would maybe do is send them a personal email and just say, hey, I see that you haven't opened it, or let me know if you want to be on this list anymore.
Great.
And if you don't hear from them, take them off.
Great.
Your deliverability is going to improve. If there are, and this is a hard one to get around really, but if there are addresses on your list that are role-based, and that would be something like contact@Meredith Center for Photography or info or hello at one of those, that is a little bit of a signal to Gmail that you don't really have that person's actual email address.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So if you have those email addresses like that on your list, double check. Are they legitimate? Or did somebody just give you a fake address? Or do you have that person's real address? If you can update it, I would do that. Sometimes those are legitimate email addresses. That's why I say it's tricky.
Yeah.
I would always, in order to keep your list quality high, when you are building a list, a lot of times there's a double opt-in feature.
What?
Yeah, when people are filling out a form to join your list on, say, Flowdesk, there is usually a checkbox. It will say something like require double opt-in. And what that is people fill out a form, they hit enter, and then they will get the response like check your inbox to confirm.
Yes.
And that's so that people don't give away fake email addresses, one. And two, it confirms that they do in fact have access to that.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Okay.
Does it matter how many people are on your list? Like, if let's say you have 100 people you send it out to, should you make it 20, 20, 20, 20, 20?
Oh, you mean should you send them all at once?
Yeah. Or should you split them?
That won't really matter. When you're using something like MailChimp or Flowdesk, they will actually, I believe, send them out like one per second or something like that. So they're not all going right at once. I actually don't know the rule of thumb if you have like really large lists, like if you have, say, 10,000 or 100,000. I don't know. But if you have like under 1,000, just, I think, send them all at once.
Okay.
If you have like, say, a dozen, say you have 10, I would actually send those out manually.
Yeah.
Their deliverability is going to be a whole lot better.
Right. Now, if you have these people on your mailing list, would it behoove you to send all of them to personally, one at a time, to all these people? And if they reply or open, would that incentivize or affect Google when you send it out through Flowdesk?
Yeah. So that would help remember when I talked about your reputation?
Yes.
You're building up your reputation. As long as the email address you're sending from is the same.
Yes.
So that we would call that a warm-up email or a warm-up sequence. Yeah, that if you can do that, yes, I would advise doing that if you can. Send initial message. So a good way to test this, if you're using Flowdesk or any of these other providers, and this is an issue for you, like your emails hit the promotions or spam or
junk,
start a new one, start a new email, and just don't choose a template. Don't choose a template. Just start from scratch and just put text in. Just put like a couple lines of text. It can be dummy. You're just going to use this as a test, so it doesn't matter. You say, hey, just writing to say hi. Send it to yourself. We know there's usually an option to like send a test, and then go check your inbox. See where that ends up. That has the best chances. If you're using something like Flowdesk, sending a message like that is going to be the best odds of getting directly into somebody's inbox. If that does not reach your inbox, then you're going to have to work on your sending reputation. Maybe you didn't do the technical setup, et cetera. If it does reach your inbox, then you can add in images and maybe see where the cutoff point is. You can add an image or 2 images or a button. But if you add like 5 images, all of a sudden you notice it goes to your promotions.
Right.
That's the sort of testing you can do.
Okay, that's good.
Now, I will say, I don't know the exact reputation of Flowdesk, but I know some of the other major ones. I don't think Flowdesk has a very high deliverability rate. It would be my guess. It's just my guess. I chose MailerLite because it has the highest deliverability. If your emails are not getting to people's inboxes, doesn't matter how pretty they are.
Yeah, it's true, because 2/3 of mine did not go. Actually, 3/4.
Yeah. Okay, so remember the 4 categories: your technical setup, the content, the engagement of your subscribers, and the quality of your list, the quality of those addresses. And if you want this all in a PDF checklist,
please
follow the link below.
Thank you. Thank you. That was great.
You're welcome.
That's helpful. I think I want to send like a just plain text out to my mailing people and say, if you get this, please hit reply and say, got it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. That's exactly what I would do.
Okay.
And also, FYI, in like a typical warm-up sequence, send it to like 10 of your friends on Gmail and then go ask them, go find this message in your promotions folder, mark it as not promotions, and send me a reply. That will help warm up help give you a better rotation. It'll give you a better reputation with Gmail.
Your words are all mixed up today.
I know.
So your words, my voice. Thank you.
You're welcome. I mean, I hope this helps.
Hey, thank you so much for listening. We really hope that you find this helpful and useful. And if you do, what you could do for us as a thanks would be to, drumroll please, yes, leave a review. Yes, everybody says it, I know, but it really does make a difference. Take 3 seconds, leave as many stars, say something really nice about what you like about the podcast and maybe why other people would like it. It would mean the world to us, especially my husband. That better? All right, I'm going to try one where I'm not going to be charming.